Hi boys and girls, I'm here again. It's now Tuesday, April 7th, and we're gonna just review a little bit of what we did yesterday. So telling time to the hour. So yesterday we talked about how many minutes are in an hour. So does anyone remember? How many minutes are in 1 hour? If you said 60, you are correct. So in 1 hour, there are 60 minutes. And then we talked about 2 different kinds of clocks. So the 2 different kinds of clocks, do you remember what this one's called? This one is called an analog clock. And this is where we have to use the minute and hour hands and the numbers to help decide what time it is. And then the other one is easier to read, and that's the one we see more at school on the walls and in the hallway, and that one's called a digital clock. And so that one tells the time for us. It tells us the hour first, and then it uses 2 digits to tell us the minutes. And here's what I told you I was going to ask you. Do you remember what those 2 dots are called that separate the minutes and the hour? Remember? I'll give you a hint again today. It starts with a C, so it starts with K, colon. Those 2 dots are called a colon. All right, and then yesterday I gave you some hints, some clues to help you hopefully remember the difference between which hand's the minute hand and which hand's the hour hand. So I said that the word minute is a longer word. It has 6 letters. So the word minute being long is a clue that the long hand is the minute hand. And then the word hour is a shorter word. So we can remember that the short hand is the hour hand. And then we also talked about how when there's a new hour, so when it goes from like being 2:59 to 3 o'clock, that's a new hour. And we don't ever put this 60 on a digital clock. We go from 59, so if we're at 59, then although it's 60 in our brains, and we know 60 minutes are in an hour, we never write 60. We always start over, and we have a 0, 0. And that 0, 0, when we see that, we always say o'clock. So it could be 3 o'clock. All right, so I'm gonna have you guys try. I'm gonna put some examples on my analog clock, and I wanna see if you can guess them. So let's start, and I'll help you with the first one, okay? So here we go. So you're gonna check first the hour hand. Remember, this is the short hand is the hour hand, and on my clock, it's the red hand. So we're looking at the 8, so no, we know the hour is 8, and looking up at the 12, it's at that 60, it's a new hour, so it is 8 o'clock. So if you guessed 8 o'clock, you're correct. Let's try 2 more. Right, what time is here? Check your hour hand and your minute hand. What time do you have? You should have guessed 4 o'clock. The hour hand is at the 4, and the minute hand is up to my 12. So that is 4 o'clock. All right, 1 more. What happened? It's under there. They're both pointing at the 12. So what time would it be? Even though you can't quite see that hour hand under there, it is. Yep, if you said 12 o'clock, you got it. This one shows 12 o'clock. Okay, if you don't have your math paper for today, you can go get that. So today's math lesson is just 1 page. Yesterday had 2, today's just 1. And it's lesson 7-3, page 205. So if you want to hit pause and go get a pencil and page 205, we're going to go over a few of these together, okay? So just hit pause, and when you're ready, hit play again. And and we're gonna keep moving on here, okay? So we're gonna look at number 1, and the directions say read the clock, write the time on the digital clock. So for number 1, they have the hands there for you, and they're blue and red. If you printed at home and you had color ink, they're blue or red. If you picked up a copy from the school or you just printed in black and white, then it's fine, it's black and white. But we can always think about that, or you can always trace over them if that helps you remember which hand is which. So on my example, I use the colors to help us. So we have the short hour hand pointing at the 10 and the long minute hand up at the 12. So we would figure out our hour first. So our hour is 10, it's pointing at the 10. And we would write that to the left of the colon. And then our minutes are up at the 12, which means it's starting a new hour, and we haven't had any minutes yet. So our minutes are 0, 0, and we would read this as 10 o'clock. Okay, so you have 3 more with the same directions to do on that page, okay? So you can go back and do them when I'm done with this lesson here, but we're gonna jump down to the second half of the page, and the directions change. So listen to the directions. Starting with number 5, it says draw the hour hand on the clock to show the time. So looking at number 5, okay, I have number 5 here for us. They only have the hour hand, but they only have the minute hand, okay, the long minute hand at the 12, and they do have the time on the digital clock. So we have to figure out the hour hand. So looking here at the digital clock to the left of the colon, that tells us the hour. So it's 6. So our short minute hand, okay, make sure it's short when you draw it, is going to point straight down to the 6. And remember, it's short, so it won't even touch the 6, okay? It needs to be shorter than your hour hand. Okay, and then you're gonna do the same for the rest of the paper, but we're gonna do number 6 together, and then I'm gonna let you work on the rest of it on your own, okay? So go over to number 6, and again, they have the long minute hand for us, and we have to figure out where to put the hour hand. So looking at the digital clock, we're supposed to show 9 o'clock. So our hour hand needs to show the hour here, which is 9. So we need a short hour hand pointing directly at the 9. And when you do that, make sure it's neat and short. And it's pointing directly at the 9. Should not touch the 9. Okay, so that was a bit of a review and some practice from yesterday. I'm sure you guys are doing great on this. Here, I think tomorrow, I'll have to double check, but we're gonna be moving to time in the half hour. So your job today is to finish the rest of this math page, and that's all you have for math today. Unless you wanna get on MobiMax and practice your math facts, you can do that too. I'd be super proud if you did. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.